Alright guys, this will be part 2 for the 4th of July sparring. Alright, next up I got Dan here. Dan's been wrestling for a long time, so I gotta make sure I keep my arms low for hand fighting and in front of my legs. So this is super important. I tell this to people all the time. He's got his right arm around my neck. The way I'm going to get out is by taking my head down into his other armpit. I'm not even going to do anything else. Boop, and I got it out right there. That's it. Just moving my head from one armpit to the other. That's all it took to get that out. Usually you hand fight and do everything. I just wanted to show that I didn't have to do anything else and I could hand fight like that. I got my overhook again. I was thinking about doing a lateral drop right here, but Dan was hand fighting my forearm. Tried to do a little Kosoto trip. Alright. This is not really usually what you want to see. What I wanted to do was hook my heel on his calf and pick his calf up for a single leg, but I ended up missing it right here. And just reaching down and grabbing it and standing up with it. I'm real big on single legs by pinching my knees like super hard on the leg and not like trying to pick them up. I'm just big on like holding it like that. And now my arm's free, and I like going to body locks here, but Dan was hand fighting that other arm so well because he's such a good wrestler, right? So here, because I'm not getting my body lock like I want to, I do the foot comes to the far leg, I drop right here. Boom, and I try to trip him and come up, but he's a wrestler, so he loves staying on top, so no matter what, I've got to flow through the positions. So I fought for my underhook, and I tried getting up in like a half guard underhook position. Alright. I tried pulling him down, so again I keep that underhook, and now I come up, and then we end up in closed guard. I think I just recently made a video on controlling the head when you shoot for triangles, and look at me not doing what I said right here. I've been pushing on his wrist, and I'm so confident, the face of confidence. I'm so confident that I'm going to get this without doing anything with my arm over here for some reason. I could have just pulled on his head and gotten my triangle, but I jumped for no reason, and he just postures out of that. Gonna eat a little bit of soup here. I'm pretty sure nothing ends up happening for the rest of this round in closed guard. So this round I decided I wanted to lay on my back and let him try passing. I wanted him to be more explosive, but I could tell he was kind of tired. I was making my knee-elbow connections here, getting that shin in front because I didn't want him to pass. So this is important. Earlier I talked about, in the first video I talked about, when you want a knee cut, you need to control the far side of the body. So I'm playing real lazy right now. He steps in front, but that's my leg. That's right here. That's my knee right there. My shin's blocking his hips, and my arm is right behind it. So he needs an underhook on that side. And because my shin's in the way, and now I'm posting on him, he can't get that, right? And now that I know he's trying to crush this down to get an underhook here, or he should be, I don't know if that's what he was doing, I end up grabbing his wrist and not letting him come over here. And then I end up just like pulling his wrist to the ground and doing a sit-up. I kick my leg through right there. Boom. I try to grab that leg, but he backed up. So again, I'm trying to play on the ground, play off my back. So usually, what you want to happen, right here, I just made a video about shin to shin. I'm hooking the inside, I'm trying to grab his knee, it's kind of far from me, and then I end up doing it on this side. Right? And as I fall between to go to single leg X, to do my shin to shin sweep and go to single leg X here, he steps over, so I end up in this weird position and ending up going on double ashi, or double outside. So both my legs on the outside. Not my preferred position. Again, not really trying to finish anything. See how I let go of that? I could have just ripped into that if I wanted to. I really want other people to get used to being in positions and like rolling through it. Again, I could have leaned into that real hard and finished that with my armpit. Just some hand fighting here. Controlling his head, making sure he can't move. So this is reverse De La Riva, right? So my leg is on the inside. He's stepped between my legs, and then my leg came up and hooked. I took my arm. Let's see if I can find a position. Yeah, see that? I took my arm and hooked his shin. So I did that a couple seconds ago. So right here. Boom, we're in reverse De La Riva. Right here, my arm is diving between my butt and his shin right here. Right there. It dove, and I'm trying to spin underneath. This is a back take position. But I needed my knee to connect to my, right here to the back of his thigh and to my other knee. So my knees come together and connect to the back of his thigh. And he ends up stepping out real fast. I didn't have a good bite on that ankle. Because again, I'm playing slow. Same thing, this is a perfect example of what not to do when you're playing guard, being reactive and not making grips, not grabbing legs. I do this a lot as a stalling position. When someone steps between my legs, I'll just pull both of my, I'll like hook the back of their knee twice with both legs. So they can't really do anything, because I'm pinching my knees here, so they can't jump in for an underhook and like knee cut or anything. So I sit here and to stall a lot, to think, and then I ended up going for a grip, and he ripped away. Dan does a kind of a lazy flying Kimura here, but I pulled my arm out first. He reached over without having my wrist, so the arm that he needed to Kimura, that's blurry right here, is the one that he needed. And he was between my legs, so I pinched my legs and caught his leg between my legs. See how his legs caught there? And now he doesn't have the arm and his legs caught. Here I play this funny deep half thing that or no, not yet. I was thinking too far ahead of the game. Alright, there it is. So, I'm in half guard. He has the underhook, but I'm low, and he doesn't have his shoulder connected. We're not low. He doesn't have this space won yet. So I slide my hips under, and I go to my back, and I slide my head under too, under this one leg. Boom. Now I'm in my deep half. Alright, but this is a no-no. I have to have my arm free of this Kimura trap position. I need to get it under his leg somewhere over here. So I need my left arm under his leg. He doesn't really know what to do with that, so I end up getting it under that leg. And I'm fine right here. There's no triangles, I have both under. He starts coming up, I go right back to deep half again. He jumps on that Kimura again. I still have his leg though, so I'm just working to get it under. There it is. Now it's under that far leg. Again, I'm flat. I'm trying to collapse his... It's like the slowest sweep of all time. So here I'm in my deep half. I roll my hips forward so my knees both go this way. Boom. That sets him off balance. Now he's like super off kilter. Like he doesn't really know what to do here because I still have that leg. So he can't really like come and step all the way around, which is what some people do. And then I grab this and pull this to my chest. And then right here I caught his ankle and I have his hips. So now I have his legs pinched together. That one's trapped. He's here. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no posting or anything you can do. I'm just going to turn over, come right up. And the timer went off. Alright, so now I got to round with Torres here. Torres is leaving us soon. It's very sad. This is a good example of how to use frames. I'm telling him to start in side control. So you see where my elbow is right now? This is a little bit too low. I need that to be pointed at his neck for my good frame. That's a little better. Now it's pointed more at his neck, and I've got my fingertips over here in his armpit. See how he had to move it? I kind of let him there. He does a little tricky sit back take. I pinch his leg between my legs, and I double control that far arm. And I just start turning into him slowly, like a slug. See, I still have that arm. So can't really do that. I can turn for free. Start trying to do a cheesy higher belt armbar. There's my inside elbow position, looking for my knee cut, but he uses a knee shield to block it. When I do this pass, this is a little hip switch over-under pass. Alright, so my right arm is over his thigh over here, and usually this one, or I should say, the position is an over-under pass position. So my right arm would usually be under this leg or over the shin with my bicep clamped right here. But you can use the same exact pass in this like body lock style passing, where I walk up, get my hips high, walk up onto my feet. I bring my head to the far side, and then I hip switch and I push his knee with my shin. So watch. There's the head position. There's walking up high, and then I kind of foot switch. I kind of hip switch over this, and I extend his leg out with my hand because I'm grabbing his foot with my hand to try to get over that. But I'm doing it real slow, like when I should be doing it explosively if I was trying to drill this for cardio purposes or drill it live. Some knee pommeling here. So this is something that I do. When people don't know on the bottom what to do when you're standing over them, it is very easy to just stand here and pummel to a better position. So what I mean by that is I don't want to step like this where right now if I walked into him, it would be same side shin to shin, same side shin to shin. We're already shin to shin on this side, and I want cross shin to shin. So my foot swiveled, right, and I moved him a little bit. So let me see if I can back up like a second. So I'm right here, that foot, it windshield wiped over, and then I push his heel to his butt, and I get this shin as a cross shin to shin. There it is. Now that I'm cross shin to shin, and I'm controlling the far leg, all I have to do is tap his knee, and then it's an easy pass. Boom, tap the knee, pass. So cross shin to shin, control the far leg, and then just tap the knee by. Very easy. Fall back on this triangle. Kind of joking because I left my arm in here and I didn't mean to. I started messing with his neck there, so we both gave a laugh. I do triangle to arm bar. This is kind of important. He is super far to the wrong side for me to arm bar him right now. This is okay for triangling because there's a million different types of triangles, but for the arm bar, I need him to be back that way. So I push to get him in front of me over here, and now it's a lot less leg mobility and hip mobility to just throw this leg from the locked triangle over the face for this arm bar. So right there, boom, threw it over the face, got the arm bar. He was laughing at me and I gave a big laugh back. Making him start in side control again. Crawling my fingertips to this armpit. But again, I'm playing very loose today, letting people move me, letting people trap limbs places. This would not happen in real life here. I let him mount me. He doesn't really know what he's doing. I'm fully laying down, letting him do stuff. So Americana, I pull his arm under my head so he can't finish Americana. He steps up for a nice, almost very nice armbar attempt. Now he goes switches to the triangle. Very good switch by Torres. What he should have done right here, though, this was good. Right there, stepping the leg over is perfect. What he should have done is sat up and brought his hips under my shoulder and then leaned down and just armbarred me. Coming up from here is a total not necessary thing because see how like off balance he is, and it's just not athletically powerful or strong or anything. Right here, I would have inverted to get him out of this, but again, I'm trying to let him work. I'm trying to let him figure out that he needs to armbar the arm he has trapped, because I don't think triangle finishes from mount are like super high percentage. And I start telling him about it, like armbar this arm, and then he steps up, and I'm like, no. I just want you to lean forward, not backwards. Forward. See, I fell back. That's not what I wanted. I want him to lean forward. Yes, there he is. Now he's forward. He hooks the arm. And then he even like postured up to hip in. I would have just driven my hips down and kept my head low. Right there, you got the armbar. Triangle to armbar is one of my favorite combos. Super effective, especially from mount. I don't like falling back. I like finishing from top. Just holding my hands together, making it annoying for him. Whenever I do slow sparring and I'm letting people work and they do something that I think is dumb, I usually punish them. So right here, he was messing with my arm, but he was leaning back so much that there's a gap right there between his armpit and my body. So I shot my arm in for the underhook. This is why, again, when I talk about passing on the left side, you want to underhook on the right side. Now that he doesn't have it, all I got to do is bridge up a little bit, and I'm coming around the back corner real slow like. Torres falls back, I'll let him lock up a triangle. He starts adjusting it. First thing he should have done was pull on my head, so he gave me posture. I lean all the way to this side. Trying to put my elbow on the mat. Elbow right there in his hip. And then I turn my hand real far back, and I can just push that leg off my head. Now I pull it tight to finish that leg drag pass. Crawl into mount because he didn't defend. We're both laughing. Pivot on a lazy armbar. Look at this. This is so important right here, and I'm even doing this poorly in my opinion. I pivot for an armbar, right? Because when I'm sitting here, I get up onto my toes and I start walking my knee high, and I feel his elbow come inside my hip line. So I start pivoting for this armbar. I'm curling my heel to my, I should say I'm curling my heel to my knee, and my knee is pushing. So on his head, there's a heel curling and my knee driving forward, right? And I am perpendicular to this guy. I'm not low. You can see how high this gets, and I still have his arm trapped in my hip there. So I just sat there on it. Again, I'm being very lazy. I could have finished that armbar. Alright, and then for some reason I pick up the intensity for like 2 seconds. Right here, I was like, mentally I wanted that armbar, so I'm just gonna dive that's my alien hand going under his leg to change the angle, right? And then my other hand is clamping on the arm. I'm real high on my shoulder blades. Look at that. That's my butt. Those are my shoulder blades. So I needed to get my hips off the ground for this armbar. Look at the pinch I have on this is insane. So I have this so tight that when he pulls back right here, and I was underhooking his leg, so he falls back, I just sit up onto him and finish the armbar. Right? I'm a big dude. I'm clamping myself. I'm connecting myself to him so that we're one unit. I'm not trying to clamp to pull his posture down. I'm clamping so that if he sits up, I go with him. Just relaxing, sitting here on bottom. Same thing. I do this little thing a lot. He grabbed my hand. I just tucked it behind my head and just like relaxed. Because there's not a lot he can do from there initially until he starts trying to go for the back like that. And so I let go and just kept laying down. He's looking for this armbar. Timer went off. Jump forward. All right. Moment of truth. A match with me and Coach Matt. Started in half guard. Matt has an underhook. I have something called a shallow near side underhook. I learned that from Gordon Ryan. This is the underhook we're fighting for, right? I'm in half guard with Matt's right leg, so his left arm is the underhook that we're both fighting for. With that being said, there's a pass that you can do by underhooking the other side. So I got that underhook, but Matt locked me down here. Alright, so this is a cool lockdown defense. We have a video on this for lockdown defense. When they've got you in lockdown, you use your free foot and you plant it. See, I've got it planted on his heel, on the inside heel for the lockdown. Well, I push on it and then my legs come out. So I push and then I pivot my legs over and now I'm out. out of lockdown. Matt forces us into butterfly here. Starts going for this arm crush position, and I'm sinking into his knees right here, so he can't. See, I'm leaning backwards real hard, so he can't load me up. This is a good way I just get my forearms in front of him and flatten him out. I was going to start looking for a knee cut here, but pulled me into single leg X. Again, gripping those toes, top of the foot, pushing on it. He knocks me over. He starts going for the straight ankle lock, but he's in double outside. And this is why I don't like double. I said it earlier against Dan, I don't like double outside. This is why right here. Because they can throw the top leg out over and then start going for this inside heel hook on this one. I think inside heel hooks are better than outside. I'm grabbing it. I'm not ripping it. I'm not trying to go fast. We're training here. We're trying to learn. Matt didn't rip his submission either. Matt's got an outside heel hook now. Again, see how he just lets that go. We're training for safety here, but we still want to train for submissions. He starts going for this calf slicer. So as you can see, he grabs around my hips and he's got the calf slicer locked in. Well, the only reason the calf slicer works is because he has my hips. So I double up on his top hand and break the grip. Push down, boom, and then I just extend my leg and I'm free. Jumped into half guard, and I've got my underhook here, so I go to bump, right? This is cool. Matt's really good at this. Right there, I bridge up with my underhook, but my leg's opened a little bit, so he pulls his leg out and then tries to jumps all the way over. But now I have an underhook on this side, in bottom side control with an underhook on this side. And again, you need underhooks. So now he tries jumping into mount, but he does it so fast that he doesn't underhook this. And again, so we need an underhook to pass, and we need an underhook to go to mount. Because if you don't, this is what happens. He didn't underhook this arm. Both of his hands are up here. So now I can just trap his leg and just push on it, and then trying to go right back into half guard. All that work, and now we're back into half guard. Now Matt has an underhook on top. Start setting up a lazy lockdown version that I do. Just to hold him there, just to see what he's trying to do. I think he's going for a head and arm choke because his head's so low. He's got a nice inside bicep tie here. I use this a lot. If you don't have an underhook, you can just hold that inside bicep tie. But I'm a large individual, so I force myself through. I do this a lot. When I get my underhook and they don't do anything with their other arm, I double underhook because it's really easy to lift people with that. Trying to get into some type of lockdown deep half type of position. Matt stands. This is cool. So the reverse De La Riva back take where I spin under that I tried doing to Dan, I tried doing it to Matt here, and I think he spins on a knee bar. Yeah, he jumps on a knee bar. It's a little too slippery. I got to kick him off. Matt leans back again. Knee shield half guard. He jumps on a Kimura. I start doing a Kimura counter. Breaks the Kimura grip. Fall back on this ankle lock. Matt was trying to do a sneaky, camera footage couldn't get it well, but he was trying to do a sneaky heel hook by pulling on my heel there when it's trapped underneath. Knowing this, I'm just relaxing. I haven't started bridging or trying to finish it yet. Now I start slow bridging and the foot slips out. Again, everything should be slow. I'm not really ripping any submissions unless we're training real hard, and today's a lighter day. We're in close guard here. Matt knows I want cross grips. I pull my knees to my chest to make him post. Trying to grab his arm, pull it across his body. Climb the guard high maybe. Pull on his head, keep the posture low, pull the knees to the chest. Alright, this is this is a cool sequence right here. So I'll let it play through and then I'll show what happens. Alright. A lot of things happen right here. So, first off, I get a pseudo underhook. Overhook. So basically, I win an overhook because I get his elbow on the outside of my body. Right, so if I wanted to, I could bring this arm over and clamp. So I have an overhook. Right, and now I'm posting on this bicep and forearm because I want to shrimp my hips out. There it is, little shrimp, shrimping my hips out so that I can get my shin inside of his bicep. So now my hips are out to the side a little bit. I have a little bit of an angle. This is over the top, holding his posture down. This is kind of holding his posture down. And then I'm here on the floor, I'm pushing on him. Now, he knows this. I want a triangle here. So what ends up happening is he's driving his head real hard to make sure that I can't bring my knee in front of this. Because if he brings his shoulder forward, then I can't bring my knee in front, so I can't actually get a triangle. So Matt knows this. So as he's driving into me, he's literally like up on his back legs driving because he doesn't want to get triangled here. He's trying to step over. So I slip right here. So right here, I slip. I pull on him a little bit with this lat grip, and I jump on a Kimura. All right. Now this is super important. Initially, I'm going to pull his hand between his legs and then out. I don't try to pull straight out because he's going to clamp and bite the inside of his thigh. So you can't see it, but initially he had it clamped and I pulled in and then out. Henry Gracie has a good video on that. And then close guard, Kimura finish. We start again in this. I go to the reverse de la Riva. I have his heel and he's standing. This is a funny position right here. So again, he wants this underhook. He needs this underhook to pass this way, to finish the pass properly. So I feed it and I try sitting up with a cross grip and just sitting up and wrestling right here. Boom, I moved that hand and I'm trying to collect his legs and he drives in. So I try to butterfly sweep him and it doesn't work. And then Matt does a big hip switch. What Matt should do is put his he should put his weight very down and forward rather than like up high like it is right now. So I can hold him high. So he should go down and forward. And I'm trying to enter a leg lock position here, and Matt's not letting me. I was trying to kick out right there, and he's not letting me. Matt finishes that pass though. Look at this. He was passing, right? I knew he was going to end up winning this position by stepping out and behind my leg, and he's pinning my wrist right now. But the second he released to move my leg, watch what my arm does. Boom. Shoots in that gap. I even wiggle my fingers to show the camera. Because if I have an underhook, I've got two underhooks. I can start bridging and shrimping and getting low. And now he's got to deal with this whole game. And now I'm back into deep half almost. There's a couple seconds left on the clock, so Matt jumps on another knee bar. Alright. So that was part 2, guys. Let us know if you actually like this commentary footage. I'll do it every single weekend. If people want to see it for like pass sweep submit during the week, I'll do that too. Whatever people want. But if you like it, I'll put more videos out. I'll do videos too of other people if y'all want it, of lower belts rolling with each other, so that I can say what they should have done or what should happen. But thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.